All right, hi everybody. Wanted to go and show a quick demonstration of deadlifts using dumbbells. So sometimes we don't have access to barbells. This isn't an all-comprehensive piece on deadlift. It's just some bits and pieces to look for as you go ahead and start to develop. So I usually like to think however I'm going to attack it, I give myself this little hop. Now this little hop kind of allows me to kind of set my feet. I kind of land naturally, so I don't have to think too much about where my feet are. It should be very, very comfortable. Now we're looking to hinge at the hips and slightly at the knees, enough to get low to get onto the blocks. Now this is where the tough pieces start to come in. The movement pattern itself becomes more of a wedge to drive your hips forward than an actual squat to pick yourself up. So what I want you to start to focus in on is your feet drive through the floor, your hips start to drive forward into that space, and it looks a little bit more like this. So again, as I put the weight down, I'm trying to drive my hips through. And that's what starts the movement, right? It's my hips coming through. Now we have to watch out for hyperextend. So again, you don't want to go ahead and go super, super far. You want to be able to feel your quads kind of lock out at the top. So as your hips come forward, squeeze, you should feel really long through here, through your hip flexors, and then be able to squeeze into your quads and kind of stop yourself. The next piece is not manipulating your spine once it's locked in. There is a rule of thumb that you should have a flat back during deadlifting. I just think your back shouldn't move during deadlifting. So if I went ahead and said, all right, I'm gonna lift poorly, there's a big arch through my back. There is a movement called a Ukrainian deadlift that actually does use some of that pattern, but for this, that's not what we're working on. The idea is get your chest prominent, pull your shoulders down and back, and now let's try to sink. So as I go ahead and grab, my chest starts to face forward a little bit more. Then I start to dig my feet in, drive my hips forward, and I'm up. Nice and low. Now what I want to watch out for is not to go ahead and move from my spine. I want to be able to move from my hips, right? So I want to be able to drive my hips into that space. This is where they say it's a lot of posterior chain work. So keep up the good work in what you've done thus far. Take some bits and pieces. There's always going to be more to learn from deadlifts, and we just keep going forward. Good luck in the next one.